nice.
What?
Camera's on.
And we're live.
We're live.
And we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live.
We have a special guest.
Yes,
Obviously, you
we
can
do.
see. My daughter has joined us for the beginning of the podcast before we start actually podcasting.
Yep. And this is Shorty.
Nora, what do you have to say? Speak right into the microphone.
This is kind of, I don't know really what to say.
That's okay. So what's going on in your life right now? Are you getting ready to celebrate anything? What are you doing this week?
Well, not kind of this week. But I'm doing a parade on Thursday, and I've been dancing for a company for a few weeks. I just literally see my mom. She's literally right in the garage right now. I'm coming.
Got it.
And I'm back. Too funny.
So what's the theme for the Thanksgiving parade? What is your dance troupe gonna use as a theme?
We're gonna do the Grinch theme
Oh.
/ Christmas.
/ Christmas. And are you a who?
Mommy? I'm a who. I'm a who.
You're one of the who's from the Whoville?
I'm a who. I'm a who.
Okay. What else is going on in your life? Are you? Did you have school this week?
I think I only had school until Thursday this time because,
Oh, of last week you had it until Thursday.
That's right.
And so you were off Friday.
Yeah, and I had to do online school.
Okay. How was that? What did you learn through your online schooling?
Pretty much nothing because I know too much already.
Excuse me?
I'm just kidding with you. Miss Rudnick is amazing.
Oh, your teacher. Okay.
Nice save.
Good.
Uh-huh. That right. That right. That right. That right. She's the best. All the first grade teachers are the best in the world. I literally see my mom right now.
Okay, don't scream too loud into the microphone. So you had today, you had yesterday off. Do you have tomorrow off?
Kind. Yeah, I have school off, but
Okay.
as you know, Daddy. Like, Kevin, do you know this?
Tell me.
Okay. So, me and my mom are going to a hotel, and we're going to stay there until Thursday. And then we are going to the parade on Thursday.
Brian, I had no clue that your daughter was French.
I guess.
That's excellent.
Bonjour.
Oh, can you count?
like a-
Can you count to 3?
That was like a New York bonjour.
Wait. Un, deux, trois.
Trois.
Catch 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, Kevin knows. Look at that.
Un, deux, trois.
Did you take French?
No.
What?
I had a
What?
friend in track, and when we did stretches, he would count in French, and so I just knew it.
Oh, that's pretty
So,
cool.
It stuck.
I think some people every person in Japanese knows this. Ni hao means hi in Japanese.
Ni hao.
Did you know that I spoke a little bit of Japanese?
What did you just say?
I speak a little bit of Japanese. You want to hear it?
Of course.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Is that Japanese?
It is.
So, Nora, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So Thanksgiving is on Thursday, right? Can you tell me 3 things that you are thankful for?
I'm thankful for my life. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my mom and dad. I have way too many things to be thankful for.
Your
Yeah.
Pokemon Go friend?
That's me.
Of course. Why would you say so? Because you already know.
That's
You
my girl.
already know.
I already know.
You already know.
Okay.
Look at my head.
And so, what is your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
My favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving is my mom's food.
Yeah,
So,
but
which name 3 dishes that you really like you just couldn't do Thanksgiving without?
I can't really remember what my mom cooked.
what's the main meat on Thanksgiving?
The main meat on Thanksgiving is turkey.
Okay.
And I know a few things about turkey. They can't fly.
You said a few.
I'm gonna have to
That's
fact check that.
one. What else do you know about turkeys?
Well, I know that a long time ago. Well, this is not kind of about turkeys. This is about a long time ago. A long time ago, when we had the tradition Thanksgiving, people in, I think it was a tribe. They had a tribe.
Was it called Quest?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a tribe. But people would have wheat and they would grow, but they had turkeys for Thanksgiving. But the turkeys ran away because they're too smart. This is a story, that I saw on YouTube and we read it, and it's called the Perky Turkey. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing to watch on YouTube?
On YouTube? Of course, you guys.
Wow. That was so smooth, Nora.
Yeah, I set her up.
Wow. I totally anticipated AFMAO. But wow. Mad Libs podcast coming in.
Do you want to know what
ranked
my
number one?
number 1 on the Nora's score for best podcasts? So I have one more question for you.
Yes.
Do you like mashed potatoes more, or do you like stuffing more? Do you guys make stuffing?
What the heck
We
is
have
stuffing?
I don't think she eats it. I think she likes the mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Definitely mashed potatoes, though.
Yeah, do you like it with gravy or just plain with butter?
Butter.
Got it.
I have a question. Well, actually, it's not a question, but I want to see who knows me better. Better. I mean, not better. I mean, better. Do I like chocolate shakes or eggnog shakes? Mia, mommy, don't.
Okay. Apparently, I need to take you to get milkshakes more often. And by that, I need to take you once.
Okay.
So
And
I'm gonna
ask her, do you
can
eggnog or do you want chocolate?
can I take a guess?
Yes.
Okay. How much do you love Christmas?
A million times a million.
Eggnog.
I'm going to say chocolate. Wow.
I actually like eggnog better.
I love eggnog. Do you know that I make my own eggnog?
What did you just say?
I said I make my own eggnog.
Don't mind me. I'll be back. You'll see me in 1 second.
Well, no. Why don't you sign off to the crowd? That's the end of our hard-hitting interview
Nora segment.
with Nora.
But it's not the end yet. You know, there's never an end.
Oh, let's put that finger down.
I'm pointing at myself.
I would recommend using like the index finger.
Any other finger.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's a good one. That's a good solid finger. So when we get our royalty checks for this episode, we'll make sure to give you a heavy cut.
That's going to be at least $1.
At least.
No money.
Pop quiz. How many gumballs can you get for $1?
How many gumballs can you get for $1? 2.
That's probably true.
Inflation.
We'll duck go it later.
Inflation. All right, Bug. Appreciate you spending some time on the Mad Libs podcast.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful Thanksgiving, child.
Goodbye.
That was good.
That was great.
I mean, I can definitely like I'm perfect pitch, and I could tell that was a perfect. Be suspicious. They're gonna know. How are they gonna know?
They're gonna know. You're good. You're good. You're under. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna have to set her up a permanent seat right there.
Yeah.
Put the old pop filter back on and hide part of my face. There we go.
Oh boy, that was. I felt like we were on 2020.
Yeah.
That was a hard hitting interview.
It was.
I don't know. I don't know if we should have led with that because we're not going to be able to top it. Usually, you save your best segment for the end of a show, and that was easily the best segment that's ever happened on the podcast. Sorry, Chris Shields. Sorry, Jason. Sorry, Professor Goldman.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you top that?
You can't top it.
And she knew all the right answers. That's for sure. That is for
she set me up. She literally had a chocolate shake today. So I got set up hard. I thought she was setting you up with that bait and switch type eggnog answer. And I'm like, and then bam, I fell for the trap.
Deep down, I think you knew, and you just let me win.
I fell for the trap.
Because you are just a kind host.
I fell for the trap. I give the people what they want, though.
That's true.
Give the people what they want. All right, you want to...
Let's podcast.
Let's podcast. Yeah. So, YouTube community, make sure you like, subscribe. We did have a really wonderful
conversation
on the last one. Someone that didn't really know of the Mad Libs podcast hopped in and was like discussing with us as we went.
Yeah.
Didn't always agree with everything, but here at the Mad Libs podcast, we have the conversation.
We do.
We have the conversation.
And it was a good conversation.
It was a great conversation. It was super super interesting, I felt, even between you and I, but also having that third person just kind of hop in here and there. And we couldn't address it every time as we did the actual podcast. But both before and after, it was really, it was fun.
Yeah.
So if you are listening via Spotify, or no, we haven't started the real podcast, but make sure you like, subscribe, and you get the notifications. If you get the notifications, you see us pop up live, hop in, say hello.
And we will say hello back.
Maybe. You will. I'm rude like that.
Well, and also it's on my screen, so it's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
So don't hold Brian to it. Let's do it.
Let's break out. Come on, let's break out. Break out. Tell everybody break out. We bout to, it's time. Let's go, let's ride, let's roll. Got me feeling so free now. It's exactly what I need. Yeah, we knocking down the door. Turn up a little more. Hey, what you waiting for? Break out. Oh, we on the map. I can tell you now where the party at. We the ones that he just let into the back. We the misfits.
No audio input selected.
We're live?
No, not yet. We're not. And we are live.
We're live.
It's happening.
Always.
And forever.
And on YouTube.
And we're going to repeat that.
Just for you. Because I wanted to wink again.
No, because I think that I came in late.
You always come late. You always let me come first.
I feel like it's the polite thing to do. And we're going. Ready? Shut up, bitch, Brian. I'm keeping the laughter track. I'll edit it out later.
Fair.
Damn it. Keeping all of this. There's nothing you can do about it. Son of a bitch.
I think you need to practice your line. You're having a hard entry point.
No, it's because you're laughing. It's picking. See, it's picking you up.
You're coming in a little hard on the entry point. You want to just glide in there.
Okay, allow me to glide.
Just slide right in there.
Into the DMs?
Just like a DM or a vagina.
Okay. I'm a professional. Son of a bitch. I can't do it. Stop that.
Is this just going to be a blooper episode
God damn it.
on YouTube? You can watch the Office bloopers. Now you can watch the Mad Libs podcast bloopers.
And we are live.
We're live.
It's happening.
Always.
And forever.
And on YouTube.
And finally.
Yeah. If you are a subscriber to our YouTube, you know we're live right now. And you've been watching basically a small blooper reel.
It's been good.
It's been real.
Blooper reel.
Yeah.
Nailed it. God, I still got it. After all these years.
All 20.
Actually, after all these years, look we finally made it. Brian and I have matching chairs.
Yeah. Kevin made it happen.
I say look as we're recording the podcast.
Well, we're also on a YouTube.
Oh, we're on YouTube? Can you
Yeah.
subscribe?
You can subscribe, but it's not just subscribing. It's also making sure you tap that bell so you get the notification. So when we're live, you can hop in the chat. I know 2 episodes ago we had Kelsey hop in, and we basically just chatted with her back and forth.
It was fun.
We'd love to do that with the community, especially like when we've done hot ones, when we did the election night, any of our live streams. We'd love to have that interaction. And then similarly, when we did the coverage of the Rittenhouse trial, we had someone who we don't even know who it is, but they said they found us through the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. And they hopped in and they were kind of going point by point with us on what they thought. And sometimes we were able to address it, sometimes not, because we were, trying to do our full episode. So
Yeah. Gosh, we're so in sync. We're completing each other's.
sandwiches.
That's exactly what I wanted you to say.
I know.
Oh, well, we're just, you know what? We're getting geared up here. It's going to be an exciting week for us. We're trying to push out content to you guys continuously, but it is a holiday week.
It's going to be tough in the holidays for 2 reasons. A, life just gets a little bit busier during the holidays.
Certainly.
And then also, restaurants get very busy during the holidays. So,
And most importantly of all, we want to be with our family on the holidays. And even though Brian over here is my family, we still have to make our wives happy. We don't have to try to make each other happy. Well, I try really hard.
you don't have to.
I know, but I try.
Your presence is really nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Brian and I were talking about what we want to do for this episode, and
I think there's only one appropriate answer.
each other?
No, I said one appropriate answer. That's the accurate
my
answer,
bad,
but
my
that's
bad, my bad.
inappropriate.
Oh yeah, right.
The appropriate answer is, what was your favorite Easter moment?
That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're really it's nice because it's always good to be planning for things and, just be ahead of that curve. And it's like, we'll glaze right over Christmas. I mean, screw it.
I mean,
Go right past New Year's.
that's how people are in the malls and in retail.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
hey, let's think 2 holidays ahead at all
Certainly.
times. Like, I mean, they were playing Christmas music like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I love Christmas music.
I do too, but I was always under the framework. My mom was adamant that like Thanksgiving is when you could start playing Christmas music.
I feel like Thanksgiving is it's like your second born child if you have a large family. It's like sometimes you just forget about it.
Were you the second born?
No, I was the third born. And I can't say that. I would never forget about my little Jacob. Even though he doesn't get brought up on the podcast as much. That's just because he's, just a little guy. But, Thanksgiving is the forgotten holiday.
See, I disagree. For me, it's my absolute favorite.
I love Thanksgiving.
It's my favorite.
I love it.
Knocks Christmas out of the park.
I wouldn't say that, but, I've been a diehard Christmas guy. Pun. Double entendre. Die Hard, Christmas. Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I would have to give it up to Home Alone first, but then Die Hard.
Really? Home Alone
I love
before
Home-
Die Hard?
Yeah, maybe. I had to think about it. I'm not in that kind of holiday spirit yet. I still got to make it through
I'll,
Thanksgiving.
you know what? I'll accept that.
Yeah.
I really will.
I have to watch the newest installment of the Home Alone series, and then I'll let you know how I feel.
Yeah.
And it'll probably go back to Die Hard. But yeah, Thanksgiving is awesome, dude. I mean, it's fantastic. It's a holiday based around togetherness. Most people would say it's a holiday based on eating, but it's so much more than that. And I think that gets overlooked and overshadowed and forgotten. Because I absolutely love it. I like any chance I can get to be with my family and see all my brothers and sisters, and now especially that they all live closer. It's becoming more of a family affair again.
Yeah, I think for Thanksgiving, at least for me, is better than Christmas even, just because it's not as commercialized. Like, it's just about the food and the company.
Yeah.
Not, who got who what. Let's, do White Elephant. Isn't that the game?
Yeah.
Yankee Switch.
The
or
Yankee
whatever.
Switch.
Whatever they play in the office.
Everybody wants the iPad.
And I think with Thanksgiving, it's just so focused on the food and the company. And we play games at like my house. Like,
Yeah.
do you know that Heads Up game?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Love that game.
I love
it's
that
fun.
game.
It's fun.
My wife and I are really good at it.
I believe that.
And so it ends up like we're all playing together, and then people just want to watch us because we get super competitive. And like,
Yeah.
oh, we got 7 last round. We got to get 8. We got to get 9.
Yeah.
Then we got to get 10.
Yeah.
And then we have
Yeah.
to get 12 because fuck 11.
I turn it up past 11. I go straight to 12.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. Yeah, we don't do a ton of family games.
No.
I mean, we talk. We talk a lot of shit. And then we usually play darts.
Oh yeah, you have
yeah,
the
we
championship belt with Uncle.
Yeah, well, that's for Christmas, but we just play all sorts of games. If the weather's nice, we play bags. We're like we're an outdoor games family.
If the
I should try to
weather's-
get everyone to play Heads Up this year.
Yeah, I think it's a really fun game. You got to get people to do their 5 pieces of media for their cannon.
Yeah,
That's what I plan on unleashing.
really.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go straight to talking about Kyle Rittenhouse.
Your mom would not be happy with that move.
More than you think. My mom's okay
I
with
think
politics.
I think your mom would be fine
Yeah.
talking about it with
Right.
you under
Yeah.
any circumstance.
Yeah, but
But-
my sister-in-law will be there, so that's a no-go.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is like the moment you brought up something that could lead to confrontation, I think your mom would be like, Kevin, why would you do this?
Yeah, she'd be like, Kevin, let's go have some whiskey. I'm like, okay, Mom. Like the kid that just
Talk
totally...
amongst yourselves.
No, like the kid that just totally got distracted when your kid gets upset and you're like, you want a treat? And you're like, yeah, what was it? What was just happening? Oh my gosh.
You want a treat. You're talking about a dog.
You don't say that? What do you say to Nora when like she can have some? You probably just say like, young lady, would you like some candy? Please vote. Yes would be in blue, of course, and then red would be for no. I'm on a roll.
I don't, no, I don't. I don't know what I do. Usually I just ask her, and if she doesn't, like, respond positively, I just look at her.
Stare down.
Yeah, just like, I'm going to wait for you to change your answer. Like,
Yeah.
you have a choice here. You absolutely have
Yes.
a choice. I'm just waiting for you to select properly.
Mm.
And
That's
I'll
good.
just keep waiting.
Yeah. I don't use the treat approach. That's more of an Anna thing. I do like a Anna will deny this and deny
She's
this
the
and deny
carrot, you're
this.
the stick.
So many things to say.
It feels like we've been drinking and we haven't.
I know, yeah. Yeah. It's a sober
And it's 7:30. Like, there's no reason to be slap happy. I think we're both just
I was
happy.
actually up early. I almost went to the emergency room this morning.
Are you fucking kidding
No,
me?
I'm
You
just kidding.
didn't tell me this. What happened?
It was silly, and like I was embarrassed to say it. Now I'm going to say it to all of our podcast listeners to show my eternal love for all of you and all the listening that you do. But no, I I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of Jacob crying on the baby monitor.
Oh, I didn't wake up to that. I woke up as well. I thought maybe we like rose out of bed together.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get the rising out of the bed part. I didn't knock out of the park today. I woke up and could not move. My back was completely tensed, and it just hurt. It was like I had
You did text me and tell me your back hurt, but not like this.
Oh yeah. So I got up, I forced myself out of bed. I had to actually roll off the bed, and then I went into Jacob's room, and then made the terrible mistake of laying on the ground to try to comfort him back to sleep, because I just rub his little belly or hold his little hand and he falls asleep. When I woke up again, and actually that was probably at about 2:30, because then at 4:30 is when I was back in the room. And I kind of woke up Anna, and I said, honey, I think I might need to go to the doctor. She's like, right now? I was like, yeah, I can't really move. But yeah, I didn't end up.
So how's your back now?
It's sore, but not too bad. It feels a little bit better. But I've been limbering up all day and drinking plenty of fluids. Yeah. Oh, what are you looking at there, Brian?
I had something to bring up, but
Please do.
It's politics, but I thought it was just really interesting. I saw it on TikTok, and then I wanted to confirm it, and it looks like it was true, because it was being reported by Reuters and a couple others.
Is it that Christmas is back on?
No, that container dwell fees. So your companies that are shipping stuff, if they're not moving stuff, like if they're purposefully delaying, like basically every day that you dwell there is $100 fine, and now all of a sudden, like, there's a lot less issue getting shit moving.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, Biden's like, enough of this. So he said, like, there's going to be $100 fine, $100 a day fine. So for every day your container stays past its like given time, like you're like, oh well, we can't move it, which is causing even further bottlenecking.
Yeah.
Then you get fined, and all of a sudden the bottleneck is opening up a little bit.
I wonder at what point, if you were to graph that, would it start to plateau? You know what I mean? If you increased the fine, how much quicker things would get out? What if you made it $1,000 a day?
Yeah. Well, between that, there's been a couple of things I really liked. He's also tapping into our oil reserves.
Okay.
Along with the United Kingdom. I want to say France and Germany as well.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of the major powers that have massive oil reserves that we just kind of keep on the back burner and purchase on the open market. So they're tapping into that to help lower the cost of gas.
Yeah. Have you seen like the screenshots from like California where it's like up over $5 a gallon?
Well, here's the thing. Like, the president in general doesn't have a lot of control. It's supply and demand.
That's not what I was saying. But
no, I know. Yeah. It's crazy. But so Biden is pulling on levers that usually don't get pulled on in order to remedy that. Yeah. And then you also have, I was also interested in the fact that he nominated Jared Powell to stay as the reserve chairman, who was appointed by the last administration. And he's, to be honest, done a very nice job of like navigating these very murky waters with interest rates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would have thought he would have gone with someone a little more progressive, a little less pro-business, because if you look at the marketplace, the stock market's at like an all-time high. You have unemployment getting to an all-time low again. You have job craziness in the marketplace where people are generally getting paid better than they ever thought they would.
Right.
So you're having all of these indicators that it's a strong economy. And so I would have thought he would have appointed someone progressive to raise the interest rate, because people are very nervous about the inflation that's going on. And the way to combat that is interest rates. Right. By raising the interest rate, it pumps the brakes on
inflation. Yeah.
So inflation then starts to creep back down a little bit. So I thought he was going to do that, but it looks like they're still a little bit nervous about the recovery. And I guess it just seems like the recovery has been going on, since the stimulus package and the economy is opening back up, et cetera. All of these things. And I was like, oh, man. But I really, really liked the container fines and opening up our reserves. I think also by opening up the reserves, it's getting it out now and pushing us in the right direction. Like, if we move to all green, like we don't need the reserves, and then we're just putting it on the open market, we might not really capitalize on it. So instead, use those things now as we move away from fossil fuels like gas and oil. If we move away from that, if we use our reserves now when we need it to kind of combat the inflation, combat the high demand prices,
Right.
rather than waiting till like, all right, we are all electric vehicles.
Well, and it's interesting that you bring that up too, and I don't want to change the subject because it plays in nicely with what you're saying, both with Biden tapping into the fuel supply and then also
us tapping into the bottom of a turkey for that stuff. What?
Yeah, you were exactly right. I mean, you could do this podcast by yourself at this point. You just know exactly what I'm going to say.
Wait, really?
No, it's not what I was
Okay.
going to say.
I get a little excited.
Seriously? Oh my god.
I got it.
We do finish each other's
I
sandwiches.
bring some levity.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bruh.
So, and you brought up electric vehicles too, and so I haven't delved too much into this today. But when I had texted you earlier, Brian, asking you what you thought about Hunter Biden, and I did mean it as a joke there, but I did actually have a question.
Sure.
Because
About
what
the
I asked,
Chinese company and the lithium?
I wasn't about the lithium; it's about cobalt.
Yeah, that's right. My bad.
I'm really truly not trying to start a debate, not
No.
trying to start an argument, trying to get like your input on that because I still feel a little like, and I get it. Every single president, I'm sure, who has children, or has business dealings elsewhere other than the United States, I know that they've all done some shady stuff to make a little bit extra money. But like, though, I feel like there was like very little investigation that I saw, and not that I truly care all that much about the Biden laptops. But then I heard this story yesterday or today about this whole cobalt reserve in, I believe it's in the Congo, that he had a big part in basically selling it off to a Chinese company or selling it off to China.
Well, he's on the board of a Chinese company,
Correct,
DHR
yes.
or something.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, cobalt's super important as far as like electric cars,
Yeah.
batteries, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Technology. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. What do you think? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Patriot me
Yeah.
says, don't give them any of that because let's do something with it for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, introspective or thoughtful me says we shouldn't be using these poor African people as labor to mine all of our cobalt.
Right. Well, the thing is, Hunter Biden works for this company, and he was doing what was best for the company. This is not akin to, I think what some people, not you, but a lot of people are trying to make the comparison as to like what happened with Ivanka Trump in China and like their trademarks or,
Yeah.
with other countries, right? With the Trump businesses directly benefiting from his presidential administration, right?
Okay.
And so I think there's a big disconnect here with Hunter Biden works for a company that is Chinese owned, but Biden,
It doesn't look good.
It shouldn't look like anything. President Biden has no influence.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just
Oh.
saying it looks bad because Biden's trying to pull this whole like be tough on China thing.
Yes.
And it just doesn't look like we're being tough enough. And I know that it has nothing to do with his presidency. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm just saying that like that maybe that's like a little side father-son conversation he should have. Like, hey kiddo.
Well, yes and no. Like, I mean, if that's,
And
his son,
don't go all big business on me, Brian.
No. If his son wants to, his son is making his own path,
Right. Certainly.
right? So, like, it's better that he's making his own path than saying, "Hey, Papa, I'm depending on you to, do me a solid, get me employed in, I don't know, Microsoft here. I need to be a board member at Microsoft. Now you owe Microsoft." Like, he just went and did his own path.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Yeah. Was
So-
he the one that they, and forgive me, I don't mean this to be insensitive, because I know that Joe Biden lost one of his sons.
Bo was the one.
Bo
that
was the
lost.
one- okay, yes.
Yes.
And was Hunter the
Hunter
one?
had all the complications with addictions. and stuff
Correct.
like
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had a clear
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
And didn't he get in trouble, or they were trying to bring light about him kind of like having some other shady business
Yes.
deals with? Like,
That was the whole
not-
laptop thing.
Not with China, but with other countries.
I think it was Ukraine.
Thank you. That's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not trying to call a kid out. Maybe he is doing something shady. To me, it seems a little shady, but like that's just because I'm the conspiracy theory guy.
Well, not only
But, like-
are you the conspiracy theory guy, which I don't think you should even label yourself. Like, you like the idea of them, but I don't
Yeah.
think you necessarily subscribe to them all.
No.
But I would say you are very, very anti-China. Not anti-Chinese people, but anti-China as
Yeah.
like a government
I think there's
entity.
I think there's a lot of Chinese people, and I'm not trying to speak for them, but I think there's a lot of Chinese people that are anti-China.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
It's
I had the
certainly-
pleasure of meeting a Chinese young lady when I was much younger. My little brother was going to school at University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, and there was a Chinese exchange student.
Oh, nice.
And she was trying to get full citizenship here
Sure.
because of everything that was going on in China at that time, and just how things are run there. Again, I don't know. I've never been to China. I don't have any plans to go to China. But it's always scary when that's, you know what I mean? I'm not going to equate it to like what's going on in North Korea, but I know that there was something going on with a Chinese tennis star. Did you hear about that?
No.
Okay, the Chinese tennis star disappears after alleging that the vice president or second in command in China
Yeah.
sexually harassed her.
Okay.
And there were some other things that I don't want to say live on YouTube or on the podcast. Don't want to get demonetized quite yet. Gotta wait till the $100 million Spotify deal comes
You're not
through.
allowed to make money anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't anyways.
That's good. But she put out this thing on Chinese social media.
Okay.
Immediately it goes down the next day.
Oh.
She goes missing for like 3-4 days. Much like the leader of that big Chinese, that the Chinese billionaire.
Oh, from Alibaba?
Yeah. It disappears and then comes back, and all of a sudden there's pictures all over online, like her having dinner. And I haven't gotten to watch the footage yet. I was listening to Crystal and Sagar talk about this.
Interesting.
And they actually got demonetized for saying the full thing of what happened to this Chinese tennis star,
Oh,
or what
wow.
she alleged, I should say. Not-
Interesting.
you know what I mean? Innocent until proven guilty. But it was very interesting. And then she comes back, and there's a video, I guess, out there of her like being like saying the exact date that she's at this restaurant. Almost like they said it was almost akin to like holding up the newspaper.
Oh, really?
You know, like for like proof of life.
Interesting.
And so I back to what you're saying. This all comes from you saying that I don't like China, which is true. Nothing against Chinese people.
No, I get it.
Met a lot of friendly Chinese people.
Yeah, I mean, I know of some Russian people that I think are wonderful. Don't really like Vladimir Putin, and I don't like his government.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up.
No,
Ryan.
that's totally fine. No, it's a fair assessment. I think our relationship with China is changing in a good way. It's going back to where it's like we're not.
They're only cyber hacking us like once a week.
Well, yes, and then we call them out on stuff, and similarly with Russia, like you can see that there's a contested nature between the leaders.
Certainly.
Like
yeah.
Biden will stand his ground with either guy, either the president of China or the president of Russia. And so I think just by having that contentious relationship, I think it's heading in the right direction for us, and we're like realigning with our allies better, et cetera. But in terms of Hunter Biden, to go back to your original question, I actually see no issue with it. And that's not just me being biased. It's because there's nothing being done with the government itself on either side.
And I wasn't holding him accountable for
No, it was a fair question.
as like the son of a president. I was saying more so as a businessman because, again, I have to do so much more research into it. It wasn't something I prepared to talk about for the podcast tonight. But
Right.
it sounded like a lot of shady dealings. Like they bought their way into like
Oh,
the
I'm
business
sure.
deal, and
I'm
like
sure.
to me, it's more so like ethics rather than like
Business
politics.
ethics.
Billy Madison.
Yep.
Nice.
I would also say, like, you know, there's so much of our country's economy that's dependent on the labor, I guess you would call it, borderline slave labor
Of China, yeah.
of China. And so I think a lot of companies have begun to move or distance themselves from that, but there's still a tremendous amount of manufacturing that happens in China that we benefit from. So I don't know, like I don't have an issue with a private company doing their business unless we want to say, hey, we need to stop utilizing them. And I
Yeah.
think there has been some of that. You've seen more movement towards Eastern European or the oceanic private like areas, right? So like you know, Thailand and the Philippines and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't really have an issue, to be honest.
Yeah. I do. Again, not politically, just in, you know,
Yeah.
ethically, I suppose.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on Taiwan too. Now that we're talking about China.
Yeah, with Biden's one China, one Taiwan or whatever. Isn't that what he was saying?
Something like that, yeah.
But
that got political real
I
fast.
know. It's just like it naturally happens
Yeah,
with us.
yeah.
I do want to say, and I'm sorry, I'm sharing a conversation you had with your wife in a good way. It was about us, don't worry.
Yeah.
But she asked, like, do we ever get
Yeah,
tense?
you can share this.
Yeah. I'm not going to share all. No, but do we ever get tense after our conversations? And I think there's times where we get tense during the conversation, or certainly I do, and probably should be better about that. But I don't think we ever have walked away in a place where I was like, fucking Kevin, or you're like, fucking Brian. Like, it's never like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's like one of
Yeah.
the most
It was
exciting
a very
parts of
good-
our conversations. On air or off air.
Yeah.
Like there's always this, I think sometimes on air you intentionally provoke me a little bit more because you want to,
Certainly, yeah.
it's good content to
It's-
get me
it's-
ranting.
Well, it's easy to get you riled up.
Right.
The whole reason we started this podcast, going into it, you knew I was going to do it.
Yeah, no, I love
And
it.
that's how
I
it's
think
gonna be.
I think it's
Yeah,
you know,
you're
give the
contractually
people,
you're contractually obligated to get pissed off. It's the only way we're gonna make it with this.
oh man.
But yeah, Anna asked me because she listened to the Rittenhouse episode,
Yeah.
which was a very good conversation. By
I
the
thought
way.
so.
It got a little heated,
Yeah.
got a little fun, interesting. But so Anna asked me, and she hadn't finished the episode yet, so she didn't hear the laughter at the end of the episode
Yeah.
where we kind of came together.
It's hard to bring levity in those situations.
certainly,
We
yeah,
probably shouldn't.
yeah.
You always find a way to not do it or do it at the right time.
Yeah, I try to be sensitive. I'm not always. We both know that you're the sensitive one of the group. But no, she said, do you guys ever like leave there and like you're pissed off at each other, or is there any like are you guys tense, or is there any tension between the two of you? Well, and I won't say what my response was to her, but it was. I don't want to start any weird online rumors, but it was good.
Just wait till there's a Reddit about us.
Yeah. Anna can start it. But no, that's one thing I love is it's kind of like similar to as in sports. They say leave it all out on the field.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what we do. But I think one thing that Brian and I do very well is we let each other get each other's points out.
Yeah.
Even if we don't agree with the points, we can come together at the end of the conversation and be like, okay, well, where do we agree and where do we disagree?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not a matter of changing each other's minds. It's a matter of trying to give your points, give your information, say where you got it, and then, whether, I choose to end up agreeing with something that Brian says, or even after he's given me all of his, information, I still disagree for whatever reason. You know what I mean? That's something that doesn't. I'm speaking for me, and I'm kind of going to speak for you, but I don't think it's not something that I get pissed off about. If I don't change your mind on a subject, I'm not like, well, fuck this. I'm just like, okay, well, cool, moving on.
Well, and I think at the end of the day, or at the end of any conversation with you, I feel more educated because I approach things, and as anyone does, with a certain lens. And even though I'm trying to be as objective as possible, and I actively look for counterpoints, because a counterpoint is coming from you, I give it more credence and I'm more willing to hear it. Whereas if I read something and I'm like, I know where I'm at, like, all right, I got to find the opposite view. And I'm like, I'll go to, the NY Post or Fox News. And I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? Well, okay, but
Fox is a bad one though. Fox News. I would go to the I would go to the Post first before I would go to Fox News.
Interesting.
Because Fox News, it's within the first sentence you can see their bias is bleeding all over the page.
Yeah,
it's bad.
So I don't mind bias. I really don't, as long as it stays factual.
See, but there's the problem.
There's a reason they have a $1 billion lawsuit against them.
Yeah, I mean they will twist it harder than, I don't know, fill in the blank with something about twisting nipples here or something. I don't know.
Just leaving it up to the audience, but it's pretty. You narrowed that.
I didn't
scope.
want it to be vague.
Twist it. Find out something that's twisting, like twisting nipples.
Find out somebody that twists nipples. It's, you know what? I forgot where I even started with it, but it was, twist it like they twist it like a kid twists nipples while they're in high school. Did you guys ever have that, purple nipples? Or was that middle school maybe? Maybe that was middle school. It was big on the wrestling team.
It didn't happen to me much.
Oh,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have liked it.
I had a friend at the time named Matt who was all about it. But he also had this thing in cross country where you had to be asked, ASSED, asked to get into like the in crowd of the cross country team, which, like, you want to talk about being the coolest on the cross country team, you're still real low on the totem pole there. But he would, during practice, during warm-ups, he would wait till you got to a spot where none of the coaches could see, and they would start to circle around you like a pack of lions, and then they would all depants themselves and rub their butts all over your face. I was the only person who went 4 years without being asked, and that's because I am squirrely. You can't pin me down.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
I don't know if we have enough time.
No.
Maybe we can have Matt on an episode and we just do kind of like a
That probably wouldn't
kind
be
of a
the best.
Frasier episode and just really kind of dig deep there and see
What were your motivations?
because that's like it's they talk about fixations in children and like you have like a tactile fixation, oral fixation, anal fixation, genitalia fixation as you're growing up, like you're a toddler, 1, 2, 3, like you're exploring your own body,
right?
But like when you have those weird fixations later in life, it means you never fully explored it as a child and you never got it out of your system sometimes. That's what some people believe.
So you're saying he might like butt things?
Well,
There's a possibility. Yeah. I don't know. Last time I saw him was on a train. I was coming home from the city.
isn't it weird when you run into people that you like didn't stay in contact with, but you knew pretty well in like high school?
Well, he went different. He went different routes, and I never like I've said this in the podcast before. I never drank till I was 21, and even when I started drinking, I wasn't really into it. He was really into drinking younger. He was really into the party lifestyle. Like went away to a big college, and he was 3 years older than me, and like got really into the whole party scene. And it's like so like we kind of had that disconnect, and like I'd never talked to him and saw him again until I was on a train.
Did you like say hi? Did you talk?
Oh,
or
of course
you
I
just...
did. I said,
right.
"Oh, hey, Matt." He's like, "Oh," and it took him a second. Then he's like, "Oh, sup, bruh," or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Because he was one of the cool kids, remember?
Oh, okay.
Still waiting to know what that feels like. And that's something I'm thankful for.
Speaking of thankful for, I mean,
like
we
that
might as
transition?
well since it is the week of Thanksgiving.
Let's do it.
And I'm going to set one restriction because I'm going to restrict myself because it's quite obvious. Like we're both very thankful for ourselves. Well, I'm thankful for you. You're thankful for me.
That's
the
where I was
podcast.
going to go. Damn it.
And
Okay,
then
okay.
also like our wives and family.
Yeah.
But I want you to think a little bit outside of like family, friends, and like this
podcast.
Like what else are you thankful for?
I am thankful for the fact that I somehow am able to keep a positive attitude in anything that I'm doing. And that has kind of translated well into parenting because I and my wife is a beautiful, wonderful woman, and I'm truly, truly amazing. Like, she lets me do this podcast with you. Not that like she's like the boss of me, because I mean I'm the boss, like for sure. That's a good one, right? But I definitely have a little bit more patience
Yeah.
of the two of
Yeah.
us, and so yeah, I'm thankful for that. What about you?
I would say peanut butter.
That's a good answer. But now it begs the
No,
question.
but butter, not but now. Peanut butter.
Oh, sorry, my bad. It begs the question, though. What's your go-to peanut butter?
So here's the thing.
And be
Oh
specific.
my God, I did it again. My wife has been calling me
That's
out.
okay. Now you gotta take a shot.
Yeah. I really like peanut butter. I don't honestly have a preference.
Okay, that's fair.
So I do have a preference for creamy
And
more than crunchy.
it's like you had like I don't care what crunchy I'm eating or whatever.
No, yeah.
As long as it's
I prefer creamy to crunchy. I will.
Okay.
I will absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was at my mom's this weekend. Yeah, to drop Nora off. They went and did this thing with Nora where they were dropping off Thanksgiving meals.
yeah.
In local communities,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Oh, do you want an apple with peanut butter?" And they had crunchy peanut butter, and it really actually worked out because it kind of had that taffy apple feel.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
like, I didn't have the actual peanuts and caramel, but it was like crunchy peanut butter. So actually, it was the first time I was like, man, I actually prefer crunchy peanut butter on an apple because it kind of reminds me of a
Taffy apple.
Taffy apple.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Laffy-
Taffy? No.
No, taffy apple. Just
Shake
taffy.
that Laffy Taffy.
Taffy.
Shake that Laffy Taffy. Yeah.
Yeah. I will agree. I'll meet you in the middle there.
Okay.
I do like crunchy peanut butter. I do like creamy peanut butter. My favorite peanut butter is like one of the all natural ones.
Okay.
Where it's like, it's not crunchy, but there's a little bit of a grittiness from peanuts in there still.
Okay.
Really good one. If you can find it, it's harder to get. Justin's. So they
I've
make.
never seen
They make
Justin's.
the little almond butter packets and like
Okay.
all that, but they make a tub of peanut butter, and it is just to die for. Otherwise, one that you can find everywhere, Smucker's Natural.
Really? Smucker's makes a good peanut butter.
Yeah.
I would have thought so, but I never wandered into the Smucker's for
when you
peanut
s-
butter.
well, when you
But
think
they
of
make jelly.
Yeah.
So it makes
well, they
sense.
also made the Goober,
Oh, is that
Peanut
the one
butter-
with the peanut butter and
jelly
jelly?
combo.
Yeah.
which is all wrong because you can't do 50-50 when it comes to peanut butter and jelly.
No, and you know what? I don't know. I never saw a strawberry. I always just saw grape, and
Yeah.
I don't acknowledge grape. I think of grape jelly like I do North Korea. I just don't acknowledge it.
A dictatorship?
It's just no. It's I just choose not to accept its existence.
See, it's funny. I don't know where to go. No, I'm just kidding. I like all jellies. Maybe not apricot on my peanut butter and jelly.
Well, so
I'll fuck around with grape. I'll fuck around with strawberry. You know what I mean? You want to throw me a little loop? Give me some fucking boysenberry.
No,
I would do it.
If it's,
Raspberry? I'll take it.
if it's
Just don't give me apricot.
if it's a peanut butter and jelly, it is intended to be strawberry.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree. I love strawberry jelly with my peanut butter, but I'll eat grape.
I won't.
Obviously, you grew up in a wealthier household than I did because we ate whatever the fuck we could.
Did you just have a grape tree out back and mash your own grapes? That's it.
No, dude, we could just only, you know what I mean? My mom and dad couldn't afford all the different kinds of peanut butter.
I
It's like, if
didn't either. We
if
just
there
had
was
strawberry.
If there was grape in the fridge, I ate grape. If there was strawberry in the fridge, I ate strawberry.
It's the same price, so your mom just could have bought one.
We all know strawberry is the more expensive. It's all red and luscious.
Now, did you do jelly jam or preserves?
Whatever was in the fridge. I think it was normally jelly though.
Yeah, we were jelly.
Yeah, but if I went to Nana and Papa's house, they were a preserve household.
Really?
Yeah, but like that, you know, I mean. They were
So
both like-
I never even okay. So here's the thing, and it's kind of like in jest when I say
you know
like
the
I don't
difference between
acknowledge
jam and
grape.
jelly, right?
Huh?
You know the difference between jam and jelly, right? Carry on.
Yeah, I know. I know. You don't jam into a warm apple pie, or you don't jelly into a warm apple pie. Jam into it.
God damn it. What were you going to say, though, about preserves?
I never knew they existed until I was like an adult.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought like it was either grape or strawberry jelly, and I knew of marmalade.
Marmalade, yeah.
Marmalade, right?
Marmalade, I don't know. It's a word I don't say very often.
I know.
I used to say it a lot, actually. Never mind, take that back. Like when I had to do whiskey tastings and I wanted to sound fancy, I heard a whiskey guy say once, like, it's got a very, like, marmalade sweetness to it. And I was like, okay, so it's got, like, a jelly sweetness
How
to
the
it.
fuck is there a mosquito? Aren't they all dead?
Not that one.
Oh.
Surviving by the warmth of our ring light.
Fair. So, yeah, I never knew there were preserves. Like, I just knew of Smucker's strawberry jelly. That's all we ever had in my house.
Yeah.
And when I started, like, I went to a friend's house, and their mom made a grape jelly sandwich. I
Yeah.
said I couldn't eat it. I was allergic to grapes.
Oh, want to hear something real messed up?
Sure.
I went to a kid's house once when I was really young. It was probably like one of my first, like, going to hang with my friends experience. I was in, like, kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I went over to his house, and his mom was going to make me, like, food for lunch because it was, like, a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what would you like? And I said, I'll just have a peanut butter and jelly. Like, thinking, like, that I was being, like, thoughtful. Like, just it's simple. Like, you got some fucking bread and some peanut butter and some jelly. The kid was allergic to peanut butter.
Did she think you were trying to kill her son?
I was never invited over ever again.
She thought you were going to commit homicide against her son.
No, but I just thought it was so messed up. But they had tag-alongs.
I'm trying to protect property.
or
And
not
then
tag-
throw the peanut butter out.
Yeah, tag-alongs. Tag-alongs are the Girl Scout cookie with peanut butter, right?
You missed it.
No, sorry, say it again.
So I'm protecting property, and then throw the peanut butter at him. I'm a medic. Here's some jelly.
Does jelly fight an allergic reaction?
No, but it cools him off from the anaphylactic shock that he
Jesus
goes.
Christ. That got dark in the best way. God dang. I like that a lot. That's good. That's really good.
What were you gonna say about?
I don't even
peanut
know.
butter and jelly?
I'm blinded by your fucking intelligence and your wit. That was nice. Gosh. Do you ever forget that we're recording a podcast?
No,
I did.
actually, I do.
Yeah.
In that moment, I did.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just throw caution in the wind. Like in these types of podcasts, I usually just kind of go with my uncensored.
Is it grape caution or is it jelly caution?
I just always go in. Like you just go in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel you.
You were saying I don't know how we got. I literally
tag-alongs.
Oh,
I was talking about
tag-alongs.
tag-alongs.
Those are my favorite.
That's because they're delicious.
Yeah.
That's the one that's like peanut butter cookie coated in chocolate, right?
Yeah, it's like a peanut butter Twix bar in cookie form.
Yeah, they're delicious. They don't put enough peanut butter on it anymore.
I agree. And then also, there's my wife found them, but it's like the same cookie maker.
Interesting.
So like Girl Scouts don't make their own
No.
cookies, right?
Which is a sham.
Which yeah, I thought it was like child labor.
Listen, I can take care of take advantage of capitalism too, Girl Scouts of America.
Right. In fact, it's like that company's taking advantage of the Girl Scouts because they only get like $1 a box. And they're charging like $5 a box.
Jeez. I think it's more than that now.
And logistics, you just got to get them to like the whole troop. And they go out and deliver them. So you
Yeah.
don't even have to get them in the stores.
Whoa. I never
So
thought
that
about
company is making a shit ton of money.
that. Yeah.
Because people are more likely to say, oh, $5? Well, it's supporting the Girl Scouts. Maybe $1. And it's probably only going to go up.
Yeah.
Because it used to be $3 a box. I used to know because I would spend $18. I would get 6 boxes.
Yeah, the math checks out on that one. I just wanted to make sure. God. I used to really like Girl Scout cookies. I don't so much anymore. And I just feel like they skimp on the ingredients. Like the Samoas are still good.
See, I'm not a big coconut guy.
I'm not either, but there's something about a Samoa if you throw it in the freezer. Same thing with the
Thin Mints.
Thin Mints, yeah, Thin Mints. Throw those babies in the freezer, baby.
So I'm not a big chocolate only kind of guy, like a chocolate cake or Hershey's.
Nope.
Even M&Ms that are just the chocolate ones, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah,
But Thin Mints that are frozen,
delicious.
they just hit
It's a
different.
game changer.
They just
It's a
hit
game changer.
different.
Yeah, you do the same thing.
I'm thankful for Thin Mints in the freezer and tagalongs anywhere.
fucking anyway.
Going
They
back
call
to our
them
thing,
tagalongs for a
I don't
reason,
know
'cause
how
they
we
will
got this
follow
far,
me everywhere.
dude. I was making a joke when you're like, "What are you thankful for?" Because you had like something like thoughtful, and I was like peanut butter. And look, we've been spending the last 20 minutes going down this road of fucking peanut butter for it. Girl Scout cookies, but I'm bringing it back.
I
I'm
mean-
thankful for frozen Thin Mints.
That's really bringing it back.
I'm thankful for frozen Thin Mints
I'm thankful for
and
frozen
tagalongs anywhere.
I'm thankful for frozen pizzas.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
Honey, what are we making tonight? I don't know. I'm exhausted. I worked all week, and then I worked 14-hour shifts over the weekend. Actually, I don't actually do this, but every once in a while, I'm like, let's just have some frozen pizza.
I love frozen pizza. I prefer like a solid Tombstone.
Tombstones are great.
Everyone likes to rag on Jack's. Listen,
I'll
I'll order Jack's because you're getting value.
Yeah.
I'm a value guy.
And Jack's Pizza is great, and it doesn't fucking matter. Like Brian and I, really, I came to this realization on Sunday when we were recording that hot sauce is my favorite food,
Really? Yeah, pizza's mine.
and pizza is just a great vessel for hot sauce. So I mean, I will fuck with some Jack's Pizza, and I'll eat Jack's Pizza on its own. Sometimes I dress it up a little bit. If I got some fucking Parmigiano Reggiano in the fridge, I'll take out the grater. I'll microplane it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'll microplane it on there, get a little nice little dark crust on it, you know.
Okay.
But I'll do it with Jack's. I love Tombstone's my jam.
Tombstone's great. I respect DiGiorno. It's a
Yeah.
little too classy. Like
It
if I'm
is,
going
yeah.
frozen, like I want the 3 for $5.
Well, and if I'm gonna go classy on a frozen pizza, lots of matzo.
Oh,
Brew
is that
pub
the one
from-
with the
from-
big chef mouth on the front?
No. It's from Brew Pub Pizza. It's a completely clear plastic over the front with just a circle label in the middle.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, they used to go to the Midwest Food Expo, which is where the coffee roastery did some trade, or they did it every year, that trade show.
Yeah.
And like you would smell them throwing them into their pizza oven, and all I'd have to do is walk over there with a couple of pounds of coffee and be like, "Yo, feed me for the weekend."
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm in.
It's got a pound of cheese on it.
You know what I'm not in on?
Tell me.
Because they haven't sponsored us to not talk about them. Fucking Papa John's is
Papa
shit.
John's sucks, dude.
I will not.
I would take a DiGiorno over Papa John's.
Oh, I like DiGiorno. I just like
I do too. I'm just saying. What's the lowest on the totem pole for frozen pizzas for you?
Okay, so in terms of I don't think I have like a lower on the totem pole. Like I mean, they're all kind of like I just consider frozen. Any of those flat ones, the Signature Kitchen,
Yeah,
Jack's,
yeah.
Tombstone, all of those are the lowest on the totem pole. And
Yeah.
I don't like to force them to be one better than the other.
Yeah.
I just go for maximum value. What's on sale?
Yeah. Tombstone, they do a good job on Tombstone.
Yeah.
Like 3. I don't know what it is nowadays. I haven't bought those in a while, but it's probably, I think it's like 3 for,
Yeah.
$16 or something like that, $18. Like
Is it
$9.
really
yeah,
that high?
Yeah, they're expensive now. But I'll tell you what though, I would pay fucking Papa John's prices. Fuck that. I would pay Lou Malnati's prices for Jack's Pizza if it meant I didn't have to eat Papa John's.
So you know how like a Jack's always comes in on the cardboard?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I had the cardboard
Mm-hmm.
and I scraped off little bits of cheese,
Go on.
Onto
I like
the
where this is
cardboard.
going. Yeah.
crumpled up the paper and put it on top and then put it in the oven,
Mm-hmm.
I would eat that before Papa John's.
You know when you're cooking frozen pizzas and you throw them in the oven? I don't know if you put aluminum foil on the bottom of your oven. I usually put it in the center so that like it, it's easier to clean. You know how like
Sure.
if you've had a few frozen pizzas over the course of like 6 months and like all that gross shit that's been caked onto that fucking aluminum foil, I would take that aluminum foil out, put it back in the oven under the broiler just so it got real crispy, and I would eat that before I would eat Papa John's.
That's good. That's real good. You are a daring son of a bitch.
No hot sauce either.
Holy cow.
before Papa John's. Papa John's, pay up. We're basically black.
I honestly think I would starve before eating Papa John's.
Yeah.
If everything else in the world shut down,
Yeah.
like we're talking serious pandemic,
Go on.
supply chain issues.
Yeah.
My wife is at a cabin by herself with my
Yeah.
daughter, and I have no one to cook for me.
Kraft macaroni and cheese has gone out of
Kraft
business.
macaroni and cheese is gone. All of the knockoffs
the mac and cheese gone.
gone. All of the chicken in the world gone.
Yeah.
And there's Papa John's.
And every single fast food place has closed other than Chick-fil-A, and it's Sunday.
Right. I've never had Chick-fil-A. Won't do it. Papa John's, down the street from me, offers. We're bringing our whole fleet of people. They're starving. They need tip money. We're sending them to your house. You have to eat this food and tip these guys. I would tell them they're going to starve with me.
That's
We're
good.
taking the whole fucking...
That's good.
Some men just
good.
want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
I just want to watch Papa John's burn.
Yeah. Yeah. If I were ever on like a desert island in the middle of nowhere, and for whatever reason there was a phone on that desert island, and it rang, and I ran over to it and I picked it up and I said, "Mom?" And they'd be like, "No, it's Papa John's." And they said, "Listen, we know you're on a desert island and there's no food or water. All you have to do is say one nice thing about our restaurant and we will bring you all the food and water and we'll save you." I'd die on the island.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would be in the same boat.
Well, I mean, if you were in the same boat, at least I'd have company because then we'd both be on the desert island.
Yeah. Actually, we'd be on a boat getting away from the desert island because fuck Papa John's. You can't hold me down.
I'd build a fucking boat out of fucking roughage. If the island were made of lettuce, I would fashion together enough lettuce iceberg.
Do you remember? So Domino's was not very good at a
Yeah,
certain point
yeah.
in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Absolutely. Cardboard crust.
For me, Pizza Hut has always just been solid.
Stuffed crust,
Always
baby.
solid.
Stuff that crust.
Domino's has been very good in more recent years. And the reason I was watching like a YouTube video on this or something, but the CEO of Domino's, the guy that got named CEO, like took ownership and he like did all these focus groups and it was a whole marketing strategy, which was brilliant, where they showed like the marketing or the focus groups, like this sucks, here's what's bad. And he's like, I own this. I'm the CEO of Domino's and this isn't good enough. And so we're spending all of this money, we're spending all this time rebranding and all that. And they came back and their product is good.
They're kicking it.
Yeah, that's great.
I'd still choose Pizza Hut over them, but yeah.
If Papa John's wanted the same redemption story and offered this podcast $1 million, I would tell them, I think you have no shot. I hope your whole restaurant goes to hell and you can never make another pizza again. I hope this flops on its face, and I hope Domino's and Pizza Hut crush you.
Agreed. Do you know the guy who saved Twinkies in PBR?
No.
Oh, there's a guy out there. I think he's a Greek fella, and
That checks out.
Yeah. So PBR was going down the shitters for the longest time, and this guy
Any beer does for me.
But this guy came in and completely rebranded it as this like cool like punk rock beer for like hipsters. Okay. And he did the same thing when like there was that whole Twinkie scare, like Hostess is going out of business.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
Same guy saved him.
Really?
Yeah. And I love a good comeback story. That's why I like Kim Kardashian so much. So
Love it. Speaking of blooper reels,
yeah, that's the best blooper reel ever.
not the sex tape.
Yeah, but as much as I
The
love
blooper reel is from Parks and Rec. You
Parks
should
and
look it
Rec,
up.
yeah, it's hilarious.
The sex tape has some bloopers too, but I just don't think they were qualified actors.
Somebody did not check their resumes.
I mean, Ray J, I know he had some acting chops, like he was, but Kim was just not a very good actress.
No, you could tell. This is weird. I like it. So that same Greek guy
Yeah.
could come into Papa John's office.
Did it feel weird saying that?
Yeah, some Greek guy could come into Papa John's
Yeah.
office. Yeah, I mean, it didn't until you mentioned it, but okay. Could go into Papa John's office and be like, hey, I'm going to rebrand for you guys. We're going to do all this focus work, all this shit, and we're going to make this brand, we're going to make this brand great again. We're going to make this pizza great again. Like some real Donald Trump style stuff, okay? But
Yeah.
better, because Donald, we can, not going down that rabbit hole. They could go through all that work, and they could make the best pizza in the whole world, and I still wouldn't eat it
Really?
until they apologize to you.
You know what? I really believe in redemption, and I believe
Yeah.
in forgiveness.
Yeah.
I think it's important in relationships, in family, even in politics. Like if Mitch
Yeah.
McConnell was like apologetic
Yeah.
and like just remorseful, and not on his deathbed, because at that point, if he's never apologized for
yeah,
anything
yeah.
he did, like go die.
Yeah.
But if he said tomorrow,
Yeah.
I think I really messed up here,
Yeah.
and I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't vote for him,
Right.
but I would like, hey,
Forget
he's
him.
he's making progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's making amends.
Yeah.
And I got to respect that.
Yeah.
And I believe you should really do that for
Certainly.
for anyone. I mean, that's the noble story in like the Bible,
Certainly.
the Quran,
Certainly.
like all of these religious texts is
Yeah.
forgiveness and
Yeah.
turning the other cheek.
Yeah.
I would never do it for Papa John's under any circumstance. I'm making the declaration right now. If that company
Yeah.
offered us $1 million, I'm turning it down.
But 100 million,
No,
I just wouldn't say anything bad anymore.
fine.
That's my own.
You can buy my silence. You cannot buy my approval.
Agreed. Tulsi Gabbard.
And I will literally say I plead the fifth.
Tulsi Gabbard, and I'm talking like 2020 Tulsi Gabbard. Okay.
Okay, at her prime before she
At her
started
prime.
slipping.
Tulsi
to the
Gabbard
right.
could come up to me tomorrow. And in this scenario, I have no wife, I have no kids, I'm single. Okay.
Okay.
She could come up to me tomorrow and say, Kevin, listen, I will make sweet, sweet love to you and take you to my Hawaii home and let you live there with me and fill your world with pleasure and bliss if you just take one bite of Papa John's pizzas. And I would kick Tulsi Gabbard right in the vagina and walk away. I'm just kidding. I would never kick Tulsi Gabbard in the vagina and walk away, but I would definitely walk away. I would say, Tulsi, like, I think I love you until you said Papa John's.
Right. Because I think deep down you know how much that would be scarring me.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
you know,
like, I would
you
be
have your
in-
own
yeah.
you detest Papa John's, but then you'd also be
Yeah.
betraying me.
Yeah, because I would be like mid-coitus with Tulsi Gabbard, and like in my head would pop up an image of you, and it would be in black and white, and you would be putting Papa John's in your mouth and crying, and I couldn't live with myself.
This is good. This is good. We're never getting monetized.
Not by Papa John's. If Papa John's were the last business left on Earth, and we were the last podcast left on Earth, and Papa John's could save the world by sponsoring us, they wouldn't sponsor us.
Nope. Nope.
Oh gosh. Well, on that note, it's been an hour.
Shit. I'm actually really thankful for my wife.
I already said it. I was thankful for my wife, actually.
No, I made it so you couldn't.
No, but I did it earlier. Remember when I was talking about how I'm the more patient of the two of us?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also really thankful for my kids. They've made my life way better.
Thankful for one of mine, not the others.
Nice. I'm really thankful for my third.
Do you think
unborn
anyone
child.
listening is like, wait, does he have more than one kid?
No, not anymore. They're not, but they were. They were like, "Oh God, what did I stumble upon?" I think I'm gonna make some clips out of this one. Maybe we can go viral talking shit about Papa John's.
K Spill or whatever is gonna come back and be like, whoa, what did I What did I subscribe to?
Oh, anything else, Brian, before we sign off for the evening?
No, too good. Be great.
Love you guys.
Enjoy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Enjoy the time with your family.
Yeah. Remember to be thankful, and remember to ask the five. What is it? Five cannons.
No. The 5 pieces of media
Five
that
pieces
shaped your
of media
canon.
that shaped your cannons.
Who you are, how you think, and how you feel.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys.
Love you.
Oh, you didn't say do good, be great.
No, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you added more. But that's okay.
I'm seriously gonna make clips out of that, and then I'm gonna give them to Noelle, and she can put
Yeah.
it.
I'll
up
just
on
have her.
TikTok.
She needs to. She's a social media manager. You're audio managing.
Yeah, but I can download the full.
I'm just
clip.
managing. I'm just telling everyone else what to do. Because I have no talent whatsoever.
But no, I think we can. We should. I could definitely. I know how to go on there, and I know how to make little clips.
Splice it.
And I can make little video clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send them. Send them to Noel. She'll do it.
Oh, well. All right, YouTube. You're awesome.